Okay, welcome back, Destination Baby and Kids YouTube channel. This is Gina, and I am doing a quick illustrative video to show how you would install this Graco 4Ever DLX seat in, let's say, a rear-facing mode with lower anchor. Now again, this video in no way supersedes the manual. You need to read the manual of your car seat as well as your vehicle manual. You need to make sure that those things are both on hand when you do your installation, because remember, this video is just meant to give additional help. It is not taking the place of your manual. And if you do run into questions or concerns, you need to contact Graco Baby directly, because they are the manufacturers of the seats. So they have a dedicated customer service support team to be able to help you if you do run into issues. But this is just kind of quickly going over how theoretically this would work. So one nice feature of the seat is that it comes with lower anchors preemptively set up to install in a rear-facing mode. This is great. Seats of the past, they used to be, the anchors used to be set in forward-facing mode. Now they come set up for rear-facing because, again, we want to encourage best practice, which is leaving baby rear-facing as long as humanly possible. This seat will go to 40 pounds, and we can use lower anchor the entire time when we are installing the seat in a rear-facing mode. So let's look at how that would look. We will go ahead and turn the seat sideways for the viewing audience just to make this easier. There's a recline lever on the front of the seat that reads recline. You're going to go ahead and engage that handle and then have the seat recline. There are 1, 2, 3 positions for rear facing. 1 is most reclined, 2 is a little more upright, and then 3 is the most upright. So there is a window on the side of the seat that will give us the correct installation level. There's a bubble, and then there's a blue line on the level where the bubble needs to be completely within that blue line range in order for the seat to be correctly installed in rear-facing mode. So I'm just going to go ahead and start at position 1, which is most reclined. Again, I might have to change it once we get installing the seat, but this is a good way to get started. Now, the next thing that you'll notice is underneath the seat. This is what I was talking about. This is where your lower anchors are hiding. So if you press those red buttons, you'll be able to pull and free those lower anchors, which is awesome because we're going to use that for our installation. Now, I'm going to cheat and turn this entire vehicle seat sideways for the viewing audience at home. I know you can't do this in your own car, obviously, but just for right now, very, very helpful to see what's going on. Now, on the side of the seat, when I push this up against my vehicle seat, I will just generally check my level, and I see that my bubble is not touching the line. That could change after I tighten the seat in with its belt tightening system. So we will see sort of how that looks once we're done, and if we need to undo it and reinstall at a different level, we will go ahead and do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the seat towards you guys so you can see. You're actually gonna be able to lift up this lower material, and you can fully free it from the seat itself. And this way, you're able to get a view of this, what is called an open belt path. This is awesome because when we go ahead and install the seat, so we're gonna line the seat up, we're gonna make sure that it's aligned with the lower anchors in our cars. So I'm gonna click one of my lower anchors on. I'm gonna make sure the thick part's on the top where it reads up, upright. We're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna make sure that that belt is not twisted. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come and put weight on the front of the seat here and press down. This is gonna tighten my seat in, and I am then on my side, I have the slack end of my belt. And I'm actually gonna pull on that and feed that up through the inside of the seat belt path, which is what I was talking about earlier. This is that part that I was tightening right here. And I've got it coming through the window of where that belt would go, which is right by the cup holder. Now, if I come to the other side of the seat, I'm probably gonna be able to put some weight on here and pull even more aggressively to get that as tight as I can. Now, I'm noticing right now, my bubble is not within the recommended line of this installation. Oh no, do I have to buy a new car seat? No, I don't. I'm gonna undo one of my red buckles. I'm actually gonna undo both just to show you all something here. And then I'm gonna take this piece on the side that I had tightened and I'm gonna loosen it. So I'm gonna press the gray button and pull that out to give myself a little more slack. I'll turn the seat back around, and then I'm gonna scoot it up to position 2 instead of position 1, because I think I'm far more likely to get in that correct level range if I reset it to 2. So now I went ahead and hooked up my lower anchor on the one side, hooking up my lower anchor on the other side, making sure that that belt is not twisted, that it's just in good shape to hook this up. And I'm just gonna press down on the foot of the seat and pull up on the part over here, the gray guy. I don't even have to press the gray button while I pull. There's a hole in the handle where you just pull to tighten and really get it in there nice and tight. You don't want the seat moving more than 1 inch from its installation point, so that's what I'm aiming for. Now that I've got the seat installed nice and tightly, it's not moving, I'm gonna go ahead and put my material back onto the seat. Again, the rapid remove material, very nice feature of this seat, easy to clean, easy to wash. I've put that in, and now because I know, because this child's rear facing, I for sure am gonna need to put this guy back in, which again, not difficult. I run it through the correct crotch belt harness position. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that my harness components don't get jangled in there the wrong way. I'm then gonna reattach the plastic snap to the side of the seat on either side, just to make sure that this holds in position the way it's supposed to. And something you can do is pre-buckle your harness prior to having that side impact piece go in. That way you'll just make sure that nothing gets crossed as far as how it's working. Go ahead and try and pull on the seat, the whole dang vehicle seat's moving. And then again, if I was using this for a baby less than 20 pounds, I would go ahead and reinstall the infant insert, as well as the headpiece, as well as those shoulder pieces, which again, Velcro directly over the shoulder belt harness. So that is nice and easy, and that adds, again, a little bit of a pop of color to the car seat, helps prevent anything rubbing on the baby's neck, which is nice. We'll go ahead and get the headpiece in with Velcro, very simple. We can go ahead and now adjust the seat to the correct body size. And then again, we could always put on our little shoulder straps if we wanted this kiddo to have the clown ride of their lifetime. No, this color is so fun. It's Pop Geo. I'm in love with it. So now we'll go ahead and tighten the seat. It's tightening just fine. I'm gonna double check by hitting my release mechanism and pulling on the harness to make sure it's loosening. Everything's in working order, and we will just re-verify that level line is correct on the side, and we are good to go for a rear-facing lower anchor installation. Okay, if you guys have questions or comments on this, or if I didn't cover something clearly, go ahead and leave your question or comment below, and I will do my best to answer it. And you can check out other videos that I've made of this car seat on different methods of installation and different orientations. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video.